TV trash. Many of you know that back in the 90s, Disney was obsessed with making cheap, poorly made sequels to their feature films. And no, it wasn't just limited to their animated features. In 1994, Disney released Angels in the Outfield, which was actually a remake of a 1951 movie where the foul-mouthed manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball team basically made a deal with God to clean up his act in exchange for his team winning the pennant. The remake starred Danny Glover, Tony Danza, and Christopher Lloyd, changed the team to the California Angels as they were known at the time, and added in a bunch of sentimental family and togetherness shtick. For what it's worth, I still kinda like this movie. Yeah, it can get sappy at times, but the cast does a pretty good job, and there does seem to be an innocent charm to it. Naturally, a movie like that was just begging for a direct-to-Disney Channel sequel 3 years later, centered around football, right? Yeah, this is Angels in the Endzone. The movie actually opens back on the baseball diamond, where we're reintroduced to Christopher Lloyd's character of Al the Angel, taking batting practice off Cy Young. Okay, could you rip off Field of Dreams any more blatantly? And then another group of angels dressed in 1920s football gear show up and say it's their turn to use the field. Apparently, heaven can't spring for its own football facility.
You ready for some football?
We then move to the home of Kevin and Jesse Harper, the latter being played by Matthew Lawrence and eagerly awaiting his chance to try out for the Westfield High football team.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's so many guys on the team. I might even get a chance to play.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a problem, Jesse. Tryouts come the next day, and guess what? Westfield High is basically Little Giants all grown up. The quarterback is like the descendant of Vanderbilt from F Troop, and the wide receiver cares more about dancing and looking pretty than actually catching the ball. Oh, and there's this running gag where the assistant coach is constantly snacking even though he's thin as a rail. No, I don't get it. I don't think it's supposed to be gotten.
All I ever asked was to go out on top. You think after 40-some years of coaching, I could go out a winner? And how long it's been since I had a winning season?
But the coach sees some hope, not surprisingly, from Jesse.
Harper? In relation to Peter Harper?
He's my dad.
He's your dad? Wow. Peter Harper's kid.
Oh, he also finds a great kicker in this foreign exchange student who was good at soccer, because that's not stereotypical in any way, shape, or form.
I cannot tell you how much happiness it brings to me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, slow down. This is football. There's no kissing in football.
God, Tom Hanks doesn't have to be dead for him to spare his grave on that one! So no surprise, Jesse makes the team, but the celebration is very short-lived, as later that night, the family gets devastating news that the father died in a car crash coming home in a terrible storm.
Welcome to another thrilling season of Westfield High football.
Wow, that might be Disney's most awkward jump since the death of Bambi's mom.
Will this be the day? The day that Westfield chalks up a victory, breaking a string of 54 straight defeats? Speaking of defeats, are yours tired, achy, itchy?
Yeah, get used to this guy. I've complained more about him, but he's one of the few variances in this movie. In the first one, the broadcaster was the antagonist of the film. Here, it's the comic relief, which is what this character usually is in these sports movies. The antagonist for this movie is this Bugs Meany wannabe and his lackey that run an illegal gambling operation. Okay, wait. So, this school is known for having one of the most infamously bad football teams in the state, yet they not only have their own radio broadcasts, but enough people willing to bet money on this team? And no, it's never implied that these two are rigging the games. They don't need to. Just that the incoming freshmen are always such rubes that they're willing to bet that this is the week the losing streak ends. Now, I could totally buy this if this movie was taking place in Texas. Trust me, I know my state's obsession with football. Varsity Blues could have been a true story. But this was back when Disney didn't think the world existed outside of Southern California. They set a NASCAR-themed movie in LA for crimini's sake.
I don't see a team that's 0-54. I see a team that's 0-0. You look at it that way, heck, we're undefeated.
You think the champions are starting this season thinking they're winless? Man, that sounded like a bad joke someone would use in this piece of crap webcomic. So it's the first game of the season with the Westfield Angels against the Central High Demons. Get it? Yeah, Disney is real subtle with the whole good versus evil thing. And yes, if I keep reviewing Disney Channel movies, we'll get to HE double hockey sticks one day.
Those are high school students?
They look like inmates.
Man, probably half of them could make a 6A team here in DFW. It's not like this is a big surprise. Westfield gets creamed in the first game, but more to the story, Kevin sees Jesse walking out not even in uniform.
Central squeaks by Westfield 66-0. Speaking of squeaks, do you have mice, roaches, vermin?
It's at this point that we're finally about to get into the meat of this story, more than 20 minutes into a movie that doesn't even reach 90 minutes long, and it's gonna require some backstory to fully understand the issues the film has. Here's what the driving force behind Angels in the Outfield's plot was. The main character was an orphan kid whose deadbeat father left him in a foster home and said the chance of them being a family again was as likely as the California Angels winning the pennant. The kid didn't get the sarcasm and thus prayed for the Angels to get help winning, leading to Al and his white-winged army meddling in their games. So here, Jesse has quit the team and tells Kevin the chances of him playing football again are as likely as the Westfield Angels winning the championship. Sure enough, Kevin doesn't get the point and pretty much makes the exact same prayer. Somehow he just knows something is going to come of this and thus is willing to show up at the next game where...
I can play.
He caught the ball!
Caught the ball?
He caught the ball!
That was some play, eh, Kevin? I love it when they swoop down out of the clouds like that, huh?
You saw him too?
I don't want to brag, but the whole thing was my idea.
Why does all this seem familiar?
Amazing play. I love it when they come from above like that.
So now now we really start to see the biggest problem with this movie. Like Home Alone 2 and way too many other sequels, it has the issue of the writers thinking they needed to replicate just about every single bit and gag from its predecessor. The miracle touchdown catch here is based off of the miraculous diving outfield catch that was first seen in the first movie. After that, we saw an angel help a guy hit a winning home run so hard that it busted the bat and tore the cover off the ball. What do we get here?
It's high. It's long enough. It's... good!
Hollywood sequel writing for ya. All you need is a bottle of whiteout for about a third of the original script's pages. We then do get something different in Kevin's mom getting concerned about him claiming to see angels and him needing to see the school counselor. If you think this actually leads to anything important in the movie, maybe you should see a counselor yourself.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy, including my brother.
Don't worry, he'll come around. Some are just harder than others, that's all.
But we don't really have time for that. We need to get back to ripping off the previous movie. Okay, in Angel in the Outfield, the next game saw the team once again need a rabbit out of the hat to win, and the kid convinced the manager to use the worst player to do it because he saw an angel with the player.
Okay, we grab this kickoff, we try to get out of bounds, and then we go for a Hail Mary. Who's our fastest guy?
Dubinsky.
Dubinsky? Artie, what was Dubinsky's time in a 100-yard dash?
7 minutes.
What happened after that? The angel helped the player win the game while making everyone on the other team look like stumblebums.
Goes to him. Over to Davies, then back to Crenshaw.
Damn, we're good at this stuff! Well, we didn't skim over sequel writing for dummies for nothing.
Whoa!
Okay, next they had a montage of the team winning and winning. Well, duh, every sport movie got to have a montage. But this was a montage with Take Me Out to the Ball Game playing. So what do we do for a high school football team?
Kerner plows through the defense and scores! Oh, I love it!
Yeah, I think you guys can all notice the pattern here, so I'm gonna send us to halftime right now. We'll be back. I'm the Wrestling Mark, and if you're tired of the other sports news networks ignoring the greatness of pro wrestling, we've got you covered. I'll give you all the results and news from all of the WWE's big events right here at YouTube and RowdyC.com, and you won't even have to pay $9.99 to get it.
Quest Seekers: The Wormstone, putting a new spin on the fantasy adventure genre, now available at Amazon.com.
Naturally, the Angels' winning streak does not sit well with the bookies, who are more than a little suspicious in Kevin. Oh yeah, there was this other subplot where Jesse fell in with the gamblers. Did I forget to mention that? Yeah, there was a reason I did. Of course, we find out that Jesse's new friends are more than just gambling sharks, they're also petty criminals, which leads to Jesse abandoning them only to be set up for the shoplifting they committed. And no, this doesn't go anywhere as he just gets let off with a warning. And here Jesse finally breaks and admits the reason he quit football, which anyone with a brain realized more than an hour ago. He blames himself and the team for his father's death because his making the team got the dad so excited he wasn't careful enough driving home, which led to the accident. And confused Matthew thought Simba blaming himself for Mufasa's death was a weak plot point. We then get this moment where the coach tells Jesse he's retiring after this season and how he would have loved to have coached the son of the greatest player he ever had.
I've saved your spot on the roster. I can't promise you you'll play. But I sure would like to see you in uniform tomorrow night.
I'd like to take you up on that offer, Coach. That's if the rest of the team doesn't mind.
Think you can handle a coin toss? We haven't won one all season.
Yes, sir.
And suit up!
We get ready for the big game, and all of a sudden, the school came up with the money to give the team all new uniforms. Because shilling! Not kidding there, these uniforms, they're basically the football equivalent of what the baseball Angels wore in the late 90s when Disney owned the franchise and changed the name to the Anaheim Angels. Yeah, baseball fans in SoCal don't have a lot of fond memories of those times. And yeah, Kevin gets a jersey because the kids in the first movie got uniforms in the last game. Okay, little kid gets made part of the team. What else happened in the last game? Al says the Angels won't help in this one because they have to win championships on their own. What kind of stupid Disney plot device is that? This is a Disney movie. What? I thought we were doing this for Miramax! I marked down 200 places to write in F-bombs! Yeah, we get the same shtick as before, where Al's army won't let them cheat for this one, now that they're one game away.
I'm here to enjoy the game. I'm a big sports fan. Baseball, football, basketball. One thing I don't understand, though.
What?
Utah Jazz? Huh? What's the connection? I mean, these are the things that keep me up nights.
Yeah, because the names Dodgers and Lakers fit Los Angeles perfectly! But in this movie, the team has a new secret weapon for the final game in Jesse.
I missed you at the father-son barbecue, Harper.
A little louder, Disney. I don't think Siberia caught that these guys are supposed to be a team of jerks. Oh yeah, and the gamblers also get taken away before the climax even occurs. Farewell, you douchebags. You were absolutely pointless in the grand scheme of the plot. Oh, and why do they have to play the same team they faced in the opener? What high school team plays the same opponent twice in the same year? It's essentially pointless because this team had no involvement in the story in between the games.
Shotgun, hands it off to Harper. He cuts in, then out.
Harper, round the left side, picks up 6 yards. Driven out of bounds hard by Stone. Oh, 2nd and 4. Mama, this kid can fly.
That's the other big problem. When the writers weren't completely duplicating the gags from the first, it's like they weren't even trying. This game does play out almost the opposite of how the final game in Outfield played out. Westfield takes an early lead, only for Central to come back and appear to have the win in hand with seconds to play. And it does look like they're trying to cap off the character development that Jesse went through in this movie, but it just seems rushed compared to the drama that was built up during the game in the first movie.
All you backs and receivers flood the end zone. Shotgun, throw up a prayer.
Right, Coach? No. Give me the ball, Coach.
Jesse, we don't need a first down, we need a touchdown.
I can do it. I promise.
Okay, fine. If this is a Disney film, we gotta go all out. We gotta have that part where the kid gets the whole damn stadium to do the stupid angel wing thing.
Everyone's on their feet, flapping, like a bunch of angels.
You think that will ever catch on? About the only thing less likely to catch on would be the whole crowd going, yes, yes, yes!
Shotgun pitches the ball to Harper. Harper sweeps to the left.
No, that didn't happen here. This happened instead.
Dad?
I knew you could do it, son. I'm so proud of you, Jess.
Don't leave me, Dad.
I never did. I never will. I love you, son.
Well, crap in heaven. That was actually pretty touching. And that's pretty much how the movie ends. Jesse overcomes his demons as the Angels beat the demons for the championship. Oh, wait! Now I get it! Yeah, I'm probably kidding myself thinking they meant for this story to be that deep.
Remember, they're always watching.
Even when you think you're in the comfort of your own bed at night, we're always watching. Yeah, this movie sucks worse than the New York Jets. Sentimental climax aside, this whole thing is just a lazy, half-assed attempt to duplicate what had been a minor hit for Disney at best. It's like someone gave the first movie script to a football coach and said, how would this same thing apply to your sport? And what changes to the story that there are in this movie are mostly superfluous to the overall plot. On top of that, you have the standard traits of a made-for-TV movie in poorer acting and music quality that takes away whatever made the first movie somewhat enjoyable as a decent family film. What's worse, Disney got even lazier with the next movie. Yes, there was a third, going back to baseball with angels in the infield rather than try with another sport. Okay, the next film, Angels in the Backcourt. court. We have a high school basketball prodigy saying he's going to turn pro rather than play for the local sad sack college team. Sorry, Disney says no. Says audience might get it confused with Air Bud. Really? The Mouse Ears thinks people are that stupid? Well, they work with people like us.